Time to shine today, varsity squad. This is Scott Ferguson, and I got the better half of the Semper Savage. Yesterday, I interviewed John Currie of Semper Savage, and today I get to interview his lovely wife, Stacy. And you lean in here a little bit. You got green eyes, Stacy?
Oh, I do, yeah.
Yeah, because that's why your husband said that his favorite color is green because of your eyes. But like I am a love my food, and I love all natural organic, and I just got to tell you that right here, if you're watching on YouTube, I got the Semper Savage bottles, and one of the founders is on the screen here as well. And I like to say the wife's always the better half. So Stacy is the wife of a Marine. She's also the one that actually makes this salad dressing by hand. And I can't wait to get into the process of that. And Stacy, if you would, just please come on, introduce yourself to Time to Shine Today's squad. But I have to ask you also, what's your favorite color and why?
Oh, my favorite color is red.
Okay.
Why is it my favorite? I don't know. It's always been my favorite.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I wanted my room painted red. My mom and dad let me paint one wall. I was in high school and college. I drove a red Volkswagen Beetle.
Okay.
And it's always, and I don't know if we're on, but I have my water bottle, which is covered, but it's also red. So red's my favorite color.
Love it. Love it. And it's kind of a go mode, right? You know, it's like, and it's in your color wheel if you had it on as well. So it's fine. But like, I'm a blue guy just because the ocean is kind of my thing. But I have a red streak. And when it shows up, then some of my staff is like, oh, shit. You know, but no, red's perfect color. So let's get to, you know, I served my time in the military, and Stacy's husband, John, was a H-1 helicopter Super Cobra, just a badass machine. And, you know, having your husband, you know, flying around on deployments, can you give us a little backstory of this? Because I interview a lot of veterans. You're the first spouse that I've ever had. So let's get to the origins of that and how you handled it, how you stayed busy, and your thought process.
So, well, busy with kids. But first off, I will have to say this is a second marriage.
Okay.
So when he was doing all that crazy stuff, I was doing some other stuff.
Understood.
So we weren't together. But he actually now is on deployment again. You know, with his new job. He retired and then another job, and
right.
He you know, can't keep him away or out of that, I guess.
Sure.
So I can definitely talk about how I'm dealing with that
Okay.
now. And especially during COVID, because that was a little bit different because
Sure.
kids are all grown up. We have, between the two of us, we have 5, ages 24 down to 18. And they also range from New Hampshire down to Florida. But we have 3 of them that are kind of in the Maryland, Virginia area, which we are right now. But yeah, he's deployed. He deploys about 75% of the time now. I keep myself busy with work. I'm a teacher, and so that really keeps me busy. I go visit the kids whenever I can. I visit my family that's close, and I also visit his family, which is a little further away. And I love to be outside. So I guess to kind of keep my mind off of things and him being away, I try to occupy myself with family and definitely going outside and kind of engaging with nature.
And you have business now, which we'll get into here in a second.
Yeah.
But like a Marine's always a Marine. So whether you married him when he was, you know, wearing the uniform or not, there's a squared away lifestyle that you're living. Did you grow up squared away lifestyle, or is it more like, how did that work in the blend?
Yeah, so I'm not my father, he was in the Air National Guard, but he's been a pilot ever since he could walk. He's loved airplanes.
Mm-hmm.
So we grew up on a flying field, whether it was in with the large plane, you know, the 2 to 4 seater planes.
Mm-hmm.
Or just flying radio control airplanes down in his workshop, fixing some of the planes or building them. And we just went out a couple of weeks ago. My dad, he's battling Parkinson's, so he's not able to get out as much.
Sure.
But we went out just a couple of weeks ago, and he took one of the planes that he built. and he took it out. And we went out flying for a little bit. A lot of things are different.
Sure.
But yeah, there's a lot of similarities between the way I grew up and I think John, minus the.
Okay. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to make sure it cut out just for a second. But okay, so let's get to the origins of Semper Savage. And again, folks, I'm going to have another product placement here. I love this stuff, all natural. My favorite is the Savage Balsamic, and my lady loves the Savage Centurion, which is their Italian blend. But let's get into the inception, because I know that I was watching the YouTube video with the daughter that kind of came up and handed John some mason jars and with his picture on it and said, go get this done. Like, what made you say, there it is,
Yeah.
show us. Yeah,
so here's
so,
this
right.
is one of the originals.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, John worked at Gabby's restaurant, I believe it was, and really loved, it was an Italian restaurant, and really loved the salad dressings, how they went there. So when you guys wanted the inception of this, John told us the story a little bit about meeting with a mentor and started getting it ramped up. And where did you kind of come on with to say, because I'm almost thinking that you were probably the push, like, let's do this.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So
Okay.
he's been talking about it. He makes salad. I know we talked about that yesterday, but he's the one who made the original Italian dressing. So he would make that and eat it on salad all the time. And so he talked a little bit about, oh, we should bottle it. And then I definitely said why don't we do that? I tried, because I do most of the cooking, I tried different recipes. So I'm the one that said, hey, let's use balsamic vinegar and see if we can make a balsamic vinaigrette. And so then I also love meat. And I love to grill. So I said, well, I'm going to try to marinate this and use this out on the grill. So I'm the one that was kind of trying different recipes and different kind of food products. And so, yeah, when we decided to think about launching it, and he met up with Mac Talbert from Smoke and Shine, we just said, let's do it. Right. And kept encouraging him when, we started making this list of the things that we needed to do, get a logo, find a name for it. We already found, thanks to Mac, a place to bottle it. But I think, that support that your partner gives you, whether it's with starting a business or maybe it's overcoming something or something else you're excited about. So I think definitely I provided the support, and I kept pumping out meals too.
Love it. And so what do you think that you help and compliment John with in helping him find his blind spots?
Oh, I think that, so I have a very active mind. So I'm always thinking about other things, other ways to do this. Maybe if there were a couple times when we hit, they weren't roadblocks, but they were potential roadblocks.
No obstacles, right?
Yeah. And so I would think about other ways that we could do this. And I think we have very different perspectives on life. And they complement each other. It's not the kind that are kind of butting heads. They complement each other. And so I think working together like that has been very helpful.
Is that the secret to having a spouse partnership in a business? Is like drawing on each other's strengths and using those?
I think it definitely helps to draw on our strengths. I also think that having patience, forgiveness, and
really?
Yeah, and a sense of humor too. That I think has been on but we both have a really good sense of humor.
Okay.
Because on a good day, it's stressful when something happens. You find out that, like, one time we had a coupon code and it wasn't working. We had sent out, people had been buying. Somebody sent a message and said, hey, I tried the coupon code, it didn't work. And we had already had 10 or 12 people buy something. And we were like, oh my gosh, we offered this and they didn't get it. And so yeah, we remedied that. So
it's better to be able to kind of fail forward when it's like as you're growing than if you were to do it kind of more now, right? Like learn as you go along and laugh with those times. Trust
Exactly.
me, I failed forward more times than I really could even count ever. So what do you think then makes a great entrepreneur now that you're in the arena?
So, well, I think building connections, first
Okay.
off, that's important to me. So I haven't written a book about that, but I think building connections, and for us, building connections with our family, extended family, our friends, the military community, and our customers, because not, we want customers to draw from outside the military community as well.
Sure.
I think making those connections is what's important. I also think being real. So we want people to that try our products and like our products to share that information. We don't want to push products on people that maybe it's not really for them. So we really want to make sure that we keep it real and that we are promoting a product and a lifestyle that we wish to live ourselves.
Love it. So let's go to the product a little bit. Tell us about what's in them.
Oh, so extra virgin olive oil, that's the oil that we use. We don't use other oils. It's more expensive. And what we found is in the grocery store, you can go down that aisle and you look at the recipe or the back of the nutrition label, and you'll see that there's different oils in there, and that's
Sure.
really to cut cost. So we have extra virgin olive oil, and we have a vinegar. Right now we have red wine vinegar for the Italian and balsamic vinegar for the balsamic vinaigrette. Then we have garlic, which is one of my favorites. I love
Oh,
garlic.
love me some garlic.
And then herbs and spices, some basil, some oregano, some pepper. But what we don't have is salt. We don't add salt to it. We don't add sugar to it, and we don't add water, which can cut the cost and but also dilutes the product.
Dilutes it. Yeah,
Yeah.
because squad, I'll tell you, like I said it before about the balsamic, which I am ecstatic about. I love it. And I will always have it in my fridge now, but it almost has kind of a meaty taste to it. What I mean by that is not meat as in red meat or anything or chicken. I'm talking, it's full flavored. And it's because it's not cut with water and diluted, right, Stacy?
Yep.
Okay.
And also what we found, I mean, I didn't know this. I mean, it's now just actually after using them day after day, is that because we use the extra virgin olive oil and we don't cut it with water, that you actually use less on your salad. And
Yes.
you can pour a
Oh
little
my
bit on,
gosh, yes.
turn it, right? And then there's none that sits at the bottom. Like a lot of times if you put like a watered down dressing, there's
Yeah.
a lot of dressing at the bottom. And this is not, you use less of it and
Yeah.
coat your salad.
I learned that not the hard way, but the fun way, because I, tasted it at first. I'm like, oh man, I love this. And I poured a bunch on because that's what you're used to,
Yeah.
right? To get the flavor. And what I mean by the fun way is at the end, I almost had a treat where I had to drink my bowl,
Yeah.
right? Because it was there because there was more. I didn't have to use as much. Is
Yeah.
what you just said, but it was so amazing. It was like a little dessert at the end. I'm telling you, folks, I'm like for reals. I don't talk like if something I like, I'm going to let you know it. And this dressing is absolutely amazing. So tell us about a fail. Tell us about something you had to fail forward and learn from during the process of launching Semper Savage.
Well, our first website. So we've had two people initially help us build the website, and
Mm-hmm.
they were great. It wasn't the builders that was the fail. It was the website, and so we had people commenting back and said, the colors are they're almost they almost hurt their eyes, right? So they were
Okay.
like, the colors are too big, too much. We had pictures of the product, but we didn't have pictures of food. So they said, like, we went to the website and we actually didn't really know what it was. And John put together some great videos, but we didn't really have pictures of food. And like I said before, it's not just for salad, it's for marinating meat and for grilling vegetables. So so that was I say was an obstacle or a fail. I mean, we continued to rebuild that website, and we're still working on that actually as we speak.
I love it.
Yesterday and today, it's a continual process.
Sure.
But we changed it completely with colors, with pictures, with the way things were arranged.
Love it. You know, you can use my picture I posted last night. I'll tell you what, people, we made this. My lady is a fantastic cook, Susan, which a few of you people out there have actually had the privilege of having her cook for you here in South Florida when you come visit. But we made just a rare to medium rare ribeye on top of a fantastic salad, and it was good with the balsamic. So I know it's just not for salads, but it's that just topped it right off. Just fantastic. So if you want to go to the Time to Shine Today Facebook page and kind of take a picture of it or take a look at it on, I did it on August 11th. So this podcast won't drop for about a month, but if you want to go back and take a look at it, and I'll actually put it in the show notes in the page, a picture of the actual, the steak salad I had. I'm sorry. It was so good. I digress, Stacy.
We immediately commented on the post.
Yeah, she did.
I think I said, I love a rare steak.
Yes.
So it looked amazing.
Love it.
Delicious.
Love it. So what did your family think about the choices of launching into entrepreneurship? Like, you know, your family, because you're a teacher. Okay. And what grade do you teach?
I teach at the university level.
Okay. So you're at the university level. So still you're an academic.
Yeah.
So, you know, very few academics, unfortunately, really tread out into the entrepreneur, just like I never really treaded into the academics. And people know that about me. What would your family really think about you, you know, being an academic and throwing your hat into the ring, for lack of a better term, into entrepreneurship?
I think everybody's very excited. Our children support us, and they in each in their own way have been very helpful. We've had just on one of our daughters a couple days ago, we talked about making a TikTok, and so she's going to be doing that. And one of our other daughters, she promotes the product. She lives down in Virginia Beach. She's also a teacher, and she has one of those metallic advertisements that's on her car, and so she drives around with that. And she also she drives around with that on there, and also she shares it with her friends. So especially in the beginning, we had a lot of product that we were trying to get out in the hands of others, and we wanted the different age groups to kind of try it. But I think in both of our parents as well, John's parents and my parents, and then our siblings are very supportive. My brother is an awesome chef, so he's always trying to come up with different recipes, and it's really nice to have the support of your family.
That's fantastic. So they can help you through those rocky times. And when you have that supportive family, as my squad out there knows I talk about, they can help you navigate those crazy waters sometimes, especially when the support. So we're going to kind of dig in a little bit into Stacy now. And are you old enough to remember Back to the Future?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get on our DeLorean with Marty McFly.
Okay.
Let's go back to the 22, 23-year-old Stacy. What kind of knowledge nuggets are you dropping on her to maybe shorten her learning curve, level up a little quicker?
So I think the first one is work hard and play hard, which is one of my mottos.
Sure.
But in that order. So the 20-year-old may have switched it: work hard and play hard. And I think the other one is keep working. And keep working towards improvement, and don't give up.
Love it.
Yeah.
Got it. That's fantastic. Would she have listened?
She's really stubborn, and the 22-year-old wasn't as smart as the
right. Gotcha. Yep. So we want to know at Time to Shine Today how you want your dash remembered. I want to know how Stacy wants that little mark in between her life date and her incarnation date and her expiration date. How do you want that dash to be remembered, Stacy?
So how are people going to remember me by? Definitely that I love the outdoors. I just love to go out. Outdoors.
You got to check out her YouTube videos of her doing all kinds of stuff outside with Semper Savage promoting it. You got to go. Yeah. The links are in my in the show notes here, folks. So you love the outdoors.
I push to go out the doors. I also love to get the family together. My father has brothers, and they all get together in every couple of months to go out to lunch. And I crash that all the time. I'm always sending messages to my uncle, like, Uncle Bob's coming. I want to go to the boys' luncheon. So I really love my family, whether it's my children, my husband, his side of the family, my side. I love to get people together.
Love it.
And also I want to, people to remember my sense of humor. Not everybody gets it, but I do think that I really have a pretty good sense of humor. It keeps me going because I crack myself up.
Right.
So, and then I guess finally, I just like to make connections with others. I really enjoy connecting.
You're a giver.
Yeah.
You're giving all that time to your family, giving so much of yourself. I love that you said to remember your sense of humor, because I'm the same way. It's like people are like, Fergie, you don't take anything seriously too much. I'm like, listen, I take stuff seriously, but I also have been told by my mentors, don't take life too seriously. You'll never make it out alive. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we're all going to die. We're all going to expire. Why live so serious? So I'm happy that you said that. So Stacy, what is one thing you know for sure?
Oh, that I don't know a lot of things, I guess. One thing that
You're always learning.
One thing I know for sure, is that I'm always learning, and that I do. I mean, I always have my family that backs me up. They back me up no matter what. So I do.
Love it.
I know for sure is that I do have the strength and commitment from my family.
Wow, gotcha. So let's take our cell phone out, computer, tablets, anything electronic. What's 3 things that Stacy can't live without?
Okay, well, I said family. So being outside. I have to get outside. Okay, this is going to sound very strange. I have these shoes that I can't live without. They're called 5-finger shoes.
Oh, love my 5 fingers. Right.
Yeah,
right.
I love my 5 fingers. I got back into them recently, and I said I'm throwing out all my shoes. I need to buy more 5 fingers. So my 5 fingers and probably coffee.
Love it. Love it. And we're going to throw Semper Savage in there. I mean, as a given.
Yeah, Semper Savage.
Coffee, I'm right there with you. It's funny you said 5 fingers. 5 fingers literally saved me during Hurricane Irma. When it kind of rolled up on us, and, I put them on, and it was like I was waiting. I was helping cars out of situations, helping the linemen cut the trees and get the stuff done. But the 5 fingers were awesome because you can wear them underwater, and they have that thick heel that when sharp things would hit, man, the stuff that I was pulling out of that heel of those 5 fingers, Stacy, was amazing. So you do a lot of things outdoors. They're perfect for a great grip. And it's so natural, right? It's like we're human beings. We're supposed to be kind of walking barefoot.
Exactly. I love them. And it also makes me conscious of how I'm walking, because it's not going to pierce through you.
Yeah.
You just, so I do, and I hike with them, and I do long distance hiking. So, I've gone, 50, 60 miles in them, and I absolutely love them.
Gotcha. So what's your definition then, Stacy, of a life well lived?
Well, a life well lived is a life where you've worked smart and hard, you've been loved, and you give love, and you enjoy to the utmost your friends and family.
Love it. It couldn't have been answered any better. It's just the basics of life. But enjoy it, like you said. So as we wind things down a little bit, Stace, we're going to go into our leveling up lightning round. And you and I could talk 15, 20, 30 minutes. And each one of these questions, you got 5 seconds. And they can all be answered quickly. No explanations. You ready to rock?
Yep, ready.
What's the best leveling up advice Stacy's ever received?
Build on your strengths and to continue to work on your weaknesses.
Oh my gosh. Love it. All right. So share one of your personal habits that contributes to your success.
I wake up early every day.
Okay. How early?
5, 6.
Beautiful. Awesome.
Every day. I try to sleep in, but I wake up. So
not the book you're reading now, not the flavor of the month, but what's a good book that you would recommend to somebody? Maybe if I'm in my doldrums and I'm like, oh man, life is crazy. You're like, Scott, read this book. Is there one that stands out to you?
Well, so I know I have a personal favorite, and I work mostly with educators. And because in my field of education, I teach teachers. I teach people that want to become teachers.
Okay.
So I'm saying that because the book that I talk about a lot, it's by Amanda Ripley, and it's called The Smartest Kids in the World and How They Got That Way.
Love it.
And I think for parents, I just think for anybody is kind of interested in what's happening with youth
Sure.
around the world, it's a good book. Sorry, that
Beautiful.
was.
No, you're fine. You're
much
fine.
too
I'm
long.
making definite exceptions. These are awesome answers.
Yeah.
What is your most commonly used emoji when you text?
The cracking up laughing face or a heart.
Okay. The laughing face with the tears?
Yeah, the tears, and the other one he's turned to
Yeah, I
the
was just
side.
going to say
Yep.
straight up or sideways.
So,
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
and sometimes they're double.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So,
probably my first one.
okay. So this is, I'm going to preface this. If you're watching this on video, she looks very young. She's a beautiful woman, but physically,
Yeah.
what age would you be for the rest of your life with the wisdom that you have right now? Physically.
I would say now.
Okay. Very good.
I would say the age that I am now.
Okay. I'm going 32, and your husband said 35. So
Yeah.
I think it's more like the vitality part of getting your ass up and get going. So
that may be, but that was a bit raising all the children.
Yeah.
And that was a busy time. I'm happy now. Physically, there's some aches and pains.
Sure.
But I'm still hiking and walking and
Still getting after it, right?
Yeah. So
Love it.
I just like now. Yeah.
Love it. What's your favorite charity and/or organization you like to give your time and or money to?
So right now we're actually doing some research on some charities that we want to start to support and donate.
Okay.
But I think over the last, I'm sure 20 plus years, the Salvation Army is the one that I have donated the most to. But we're in the process of researching some charities that we want to donate to.
Love it. And the last question is, you can elaborate a little bit on this one. It's a little bit tougher. But what is the best decade of music? 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s?
So I really started recently listening to some 90s, some alternative
All right.
90s, early 2000s.
All right.
And I obviously I grew up in 70s, 80s, so that music was comfortable, but
sure.
I'm really digging the 90s groove.
Okay. Yeah, I love the 90s. It's such a mesh of stuff. I mean, the 80s was really transformational with, you kind of came, like, the classic rock was leaking into the 80s, but you had rap and hair bands and glam rock and all that stuff. In the 90s, you kind of rolled into their Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Stones, like the grunge thing. I really resonated with that, with that.
Too.
So, but if I'm just chilling, listening to music, I always put on iHeart 70s. Just for some reason, it brings me back to my mom, who I lost last year. Like, just listening, going, oh man, that's awesome. But it also, I can work with it on in the background, fantastic.
And I think that music is, it is so emotional. I mean, you can have workout music, like that you remember, and they have, now have these apps where my kids have all of these different playlists on the app. And they're bringing up stuff from when they were kids. Hey, remember this? Remember that? I think music is, the beauty of it is that we can have different favorites for different emotions or activities that we're doing.
Right. Love it. Love it. I do. I mean, music can bring your sense of smell. It's crazy. The music that you heard, that you remember when you were a kid, it's just fantastic. I don't want to go on a tangent too much music, but how can we find you?
www.sempersavage.com. That's our website.
Love it.
You can also find us on Facebook, Semper Savage. We are on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, and I think I've named them all. And YouTube.
Love it. Love it. And folks, just look down in the show notes and you'll find all the information there. But you know what? We just had basically a fun little backstory, but honestly kind of a masterclass of an entrepreneur that's out there really kicking ass. She reminds us really kind of shift it. That's my new word. Shift and pivot when needed to adapt and overcome. Practice with your loved ones, patience and forgiveness. She's known for her good sense of humor, which it kind of shines through. She loves to laugh, not only at others, but herself. And she doesn't take things really too seriously, which is fantastic. She builds connections with her family. She's connected with extended family, including the military. And she's really big on nurturing her connections. You know what, with Semper Savage, this salad dressing, you know, I tell my clients that I coach personally one-on-one is like, you know, when you're shopping, shop the perimeter of the store. Semper Savage salad dressing can literally be, because it's so natural, be showcased in the perimeter of the store where the fruits and veggies and all the natural stuff is. So that's what I love about this. Pick up a couple bottles as part of a giveaway. The first person that comments on Stacy's interview, I'm going to personally have you mailed a bottle of the Savage Centurion and the Savage Balsamic. And that's my gift to you. So make sure you go and either comment on LinkedIn or Time to Shine Today Facebook page. You know, she's always learning and putting those experiences into action. And she reminds us to build her strengths and work on your weaknesses. And Stacy, you're part of the Time to Shine Today varsity squad now. You level up your health, you level up your wealth, your family earned. We love you, and thank you so much for coming on.
Well, thank you so much for having me. This has been so much fun.
Awesome. Talk soon, okay?
All right, bye.
Bye.